if the job market is not looking too good, so what? Why do you want to work for anybody anyways? Be limitless, as Joe Bradford would tell you. Create your job. Assalamu alaikum. We have a question from Egypt Man. An Egypt man who lives in Egypt. He's just about to finish his degree in engineering, and he said that earlier on he had seriously considered dropping out from the program and joining Al-Azhar because he thought that was, he was really motivated and looked with awe at some Muslim apologists and debaters. And so that got him kind of interested in the subject. But he finished, he persevered, and he continued. And now he has a small question. Do you suggest if my attempts at joining the job market with my major are unsuccessful, honestly it ain't looking too good, do you think it would be a good idea to pursue something in Islamic scholarship, or would it be better to keep trying to enter the job market despite maybe failing at first? Well, a couple of things about the question. Again, the way I answer questions is by asking some questions, because it's really good to get to reflect on one's own motivations and intentions. You will get to when you ask questions that look into the premises and what drives your wonderings even, you will learn a lot about your own self. Now, how do we begin with this? Well, first of all, something that comes through from the message, and I don't know if that's true or not, but it appears that the way you look at a pursuit of a particular field of study is dependent upon its job prospects. Can I get a job here, or can I get a job there? I think that's a bit of an unhealthy way to go about these things. Number one, you might have pursued engineering as a degree because you were good at it. You were good at the subject matter that it deals with, and so that's what you did. And it was also expected out of your family, from your family and friends and peers and whatnot. Hey, Egypt man is really great at math and physics. Egypt man should become an engineer. On the other hand, your attraction to Islamic studies was rooted more on people that appear on public platforms and have some social prominence, and so maybe that was the reason you got attracted to it. Maybe, I don't know. Here's the thing, first about Islamic studies, and generally about anything. I have a thing on top of my screen. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but this little piece of paper there, I taped that a long time ago. It's been sitting there for like 10 years. And it's a good reminder for myself, because a human being is a forgetful creature. And I look at it from time to time, and it brings me back and checks me back, puts me back in check. And what it says is a statement from Imam Malik. Imam Malik said, تَعَلَّمْتُ الْعِلْمَ لِنَفْسِي. I sought knowledge for myself. I sought knowledge for its own sake. Imam Malik was not planning to become Imam Malik as we know him today. The reason he asked his teachers, the reason he sought the study in Islamic, in Sharia and whatnot, the reason he did all of these things was for his own sake. He wanted to know for his own, out of his own interest, for his own well-being. That's why. That's really how I approach Islamic studies, neuroscience, all of this stuff. I did not pursue a study and get a PhD in neuroscience because I was good at it. That's not a good enough reason to pursue a study and spend time doing something. And I know plenty of people do this. This is almost actually the norm. A lot of people pursue a field because they're just good at it. That doesn't mean that this is your calling. I saw a quote the other day. It says, success is turning your vocation into your vacation. Basically, to turn your hobby into your income generating thing. To basically not look at your job as a job, but it's something that you enjoy doing. The happiest people in their work are ones that will go to work for 13, 14, 15 hours, and to them it's like, fine, whatever, like they don't look at it as a job. So you shouldn't pursue a field of study because you're looking for a job. Number one, what I just mentioned. Number two, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. What may seem or appear to you today as something that has really good job prospects Well, something could happen 4 years down the road by the time you finish your degree and the job market is either saturated or it's completely changed over or whatever. Plenty of things can happen. So don't pursue something just for the sake of, I want to get a job in this. From a Muslim perspective, part of our theological creed is that we believe in the divine decree, the divine destiny. The fact that when you were conceived and when you and I were conceived, we were also conceived along with our sustenance that we were going to have throughout our lifetimes. In fact, part of Muslim belief is that you will not leave this planet. You know when people say like, oh, he died too soon? That's actually inaccurate. Died before their time? Inaccurate. None of us will leave this planet before we take in our final atom of oxygen. Before we take our final glucose molecule. It's just not going to happen. So when it comes to income and jobs and things like that, all that is already decreed for you. That doesn't mean you get to sit at home and just the money's going to come rolling in. It just means that mentally speaking, spiritually speaking, psychologically speaking, put yourself at ease and don't fall for the anxiety that shaitan, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. You know, Satan, as the Quran says, Satan promises you poverty. God didn't create you and then forget to provide for you. You're going to get everything that's going to come to you. So what you should be doing in this life, really, part of the things that you should be doing with regards to your job prospects and career aspirations, don't have as part of your aspirations. I mean, this is another thing that I got from the message. Your greatest aspiration out of your career, based on your words, is to get a job, to work for somebody. What if there is no job? If this is really your calling, if it's something you really want to do, create the job, make it. Don't think within a box. There's a tweet, Sheikh Joe Bradford, I got to share it with you, because it was just so brilliantly put. So you could check him out on Twitter. You can also follow me on Twitter if you wish, where I do some Twitter rants there. Be limitless. Only when you see no limit to your own potential will you stop judging others and caring about how they judge you. So there is nothing to say that if, I mean, let's say, okay, let's assume that you love engineering and you did it not because you were just good at it, but you actually enjoy it, you enjoy the subject. I'm sure I have enough engineer friends to have experienced this in different contexts to now generalize. It seems to me that most engineers, they just love problem solving. And so a lot of them, when they get together, the conversations they get into, a lot of ideas are generated. And they're all about solving some issue that hasn't been solved yet. Now, ideas are a dime a dozen. Everybody can generate an idea. The difference between somebody who is successful with the idea and one who doesn't, who's not, is the one who takes that idea and actually follows it through. Look at someone like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, any of these successful people. Look at their histories, read their biographies. Don't read them just to watch a YouTube video to be motivated by them or whatever. Actually look at what they did and follow that plan. Like just, you come up with an idea, all right, let's do this. So if the job market is not looking too good, so what? Why do you want to work for anybody anyways? Be limitless, as Joe Bradford would tell you. Create your job. Do something with it. Now, meanwhile, while you do that, if you need to do some things here and there just to make ends meet, that's fine. But don't restrict yourself into a box and then look at it as, oh, I couldn't get a job in this, so I'm just going to switch over and go and do something else. The way that you should approach life, and this is just something that I do in my own life, if you want something, don't let anybody stop you. My dad actually has an interesting way of expressing it. My dad describes himself as a train that's going on the path that he's going on, and anybody that gets in his way, he's not going to stop. He's just going to keep going. That's really what you should be doing for yourself. Just keep going. So, yeah, man, have trust in God. Don't worry about the job. Don't worry about income. Really, don't worry about it. Pursue the thing that you love to do, and the money will come afterwards. If you do it with enough passion, with enough drive, it will come for you. The money will come. Don't worry about it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.